So I left myself again, finding really just puzzled, asking God, what is my life? What do you have for me? I would run from job to job with no real satisfaction and fulfillment till I found myself one day. I enlisted in the Army.
Oh,
I
wow.
signed up for the Army National Guard. And when I joined, I was really still trying to find who I was. I wasn't finding satisfaction in any jobs that I was in. I was just bouncing from job to job with no real fulfillment. So I went through boot camp, and I remember being in boot camp, and there's a saying, the fastest way out is through it. Because there was a point in my life when I was in that boot camp stage that I wanted to quit. I didn't want to be there. I went through AIT, which is the next step once you graduate boot camp. So I was really feeling like I found a little bit of security and purpose in myself. At this point, I feel a little bit more puffed up, feeling like I'm finding out the real Josh Hicks. And I start going through life. I get out of the Army, I get out of basic training, I go to my duty station. About a year later, I'm being deployed. Next thing I know, I am really bottled up inside of myself. I'm not sure why or how I got there, what I'm doing, and what purpose God has for my life again. These insecurities are starting to really set in. The tour takes a turn, and they're on heightened alert status. And I start becoming very vulnerable. And I find myself hugging onto my pillow one night crying, asking God to get me out of there. I want to go home. Those insecurities are really starting to set in. All those childhood memories, everything is starting to play back to me. And I'm trying to figure out how in the world did I end up in this position? What would prompt me to put myself in such a position that I'm in now? And this is where it gets really interesting. Because that motto that I said, that there's a saying in the Army, the fastest way out is through it. Well, there was no choice. There was no coming home soon. It was coming home when orders were up. And when you're in that situation in the heat of the moment, you can easily start catastrophizing. You can start going down a rabbit hole and some stinky thinking, and it can really start forcing you to collect information about something or multiple things that may never even come to existence. And this is oftentimes what we do in life. And so when you're in the midst of some struggles, you can't see this, and you may not be able to rationalize because our brain is wired to go below the line thinking, being very defensive and closed-minded. I was very much in a closed-minded, below the line thinking at that point in time.